Alongside the Daytona production line, Enzo Ferrari in the competition world was running V6 engine cars, a car with an engine called the Dino. It was designated Dino because Dino was the name of Enzo Ferrari's son, who had sadly died, and Dino had been responsible for part of the development on that engine. As we arrived in the mid-70s, we came really to the end of the Dino production line. Again, philosophy was changing, and that car was replaced by the 308 GT4. This was a 2+2 variant, and this small 2+2 was a new departure for Ferrari. At the same time, the design and development concepts for the 308 GTB soon came into production.
This car is a Ferrari 308 GTB. It's a 1976 fiberglass model. That's a very early car, of which about 400 were built. It has a 2.9 V8 engine mounted transversely with a 5-speed gearbox, and basically it's just a 2-seater sports coupe. This car was probably the car that really put Ferrari into successful road car production. Prior to the 308 series cars, their volumes had been fairly limited, and they undoubtedly achieved great sales success worldwide with the 308s, and particularly the 308 GTB. A lot of the development was done by the former world champion Niki Lauda, because at that time he was their #1 Formula 1 driver, and I suppose they were able to make use of his services within his contract. So he had a great deal of input on the car, which could explain why he handled so brilliantly. In the 50s, I used to follow motor racing, so Ferrari was really the name to conjure with. Not only were they winning all the races, but of course their cars always looked better than anybody else's. Around about 1970, it suddenly dawned on me that I could afford a second-hand Ferrari, because I saw one or two adverts of cars for about £6,000. And I never really found exactly what I wanted until one day I stumbled over this car about a mile from my office. And initially I thought it was a little bit too modern for me, because I preferred the older cars. But one drive down the road, I went about 100 yards, and that was it. I'd never driven anything like it, and I was so impressed by the handling of the car, the noise it made and the way it went, that I was hooked immediately and reached for my checkbook. Being an earlier car, it's got 4 double downdraft Weber carburetors, and the intake is just behind the driver's door window. So if you drive with the window down a little, you hear the intake roar from these carburetors, which does sound really incredibly good. Once you take it up above 4,000, the sound is pure magic. It's very responsive on the gears, the steering's very quick, the acceleration 0 to 60 is about 5.8 seconds. It's enough to be able to overtake other cars without any problem at all. It does require more driver input and more skill than say, an everyday car. You can't relax at the wheel in these sort of cars like you can in a Volkswagen Golf, for example. You have to keep your wits about you, because you're probably travelling more quickly, and people don't see you coming either because you're going more quickly. But then you do have to drive these Ferraris with a fair amount of discretion, because they obviously attract attention from the law, so I'm a very law-abiding citizen.